Hi everyone, BC here again, turn 76 I think it is. More summons, more searching, more finding nothing, which is fine. It's late enough that I've mostly found what I'm gonna find. Let's see, sent in some horrors after Asphodel and they were successful. Doing, okay, some blood hunting with some success. Shinyama trying to assassinate me. And let's jump into the battles. So here we have, I think this is Abyssia versus Relay. Yeah. Abyssia with a raiding squad of Lava Warriors, and Relay with, looks like, just PD. No cool spells were cast. Me taking another swing at the Mines of Despair. So here is my Archdevil, and you recall these Dust Warriors from last turn. He gets his stuff going. Some of these guys are being poisoned by the Sphinx Gaze of Death. So that is cool. He's got enough MR to withstand that himself. And so he basically just tanks there while the Dust Warriors are getting breathed on. Eventually he runs out of ammo for the Gaze of Death and starts trying to get into melee. Phoenix Spire activates, and then we decide to bolt. So we killed another good number of Dustwalkers, no actual casualties, and this guy brought in some new gear for us. So we swapped out the Shadow Brand for Frost Brand. The Shadow Brand? Banefire Blade, excuse me. Yeah, because the Banefire Blade does decay, which, as opposed to Banefire, which would probably be broken. And rather than getting 10% regen armor and +4 amulet, he has 10% regen ring and +5 magic resistance armor, coupled with the fact that the armor souls also gives better protection. So more expensive, but definitely an upgrade. And then this Sylph can go ahead and return home. And hopefully we can finally succeed this time. On Baloth, Asphodel moved in to try to liberate their province. You see here, they've got a horde of crap, we've got a horde of drakes, a bunch of cold drakes, some frost drakes, and then some leaders, so these Banes, some corpse constructs in the back, along with custom microwave ovens, and should learn to play them drums. What's his paths? Oh, that's right. Alright. So the breathing starts, and there's lots of cacophony happening over here, but some of the centaurs do make it to the back. Now, the centaurs do not have shock resistance, so and the corpse constructs do not have any skills. So what's going to happen is the corpse constructs are going to die quickly, but maybe release damage upon the centaurs. Meanwhile, we've got our thugs here still buffing up. The drakes are continuing with their breath weapons, although most of the fire ones have been obliterated. Dudes just keep coming. What are you doing? Okay, so yeah, he's just kind of chilling out there. Where's... there's custom install microwave ovens. pretty much the end of the corpse constructs, which is fine. They are incredibly cheap siege chaff. And at this point, the drakes had gotten scared. So they're starting to hightail it out of there. And now everybody's HP routed. And as soon as custom installed microwave ovens can get out of there, then he will do so. But right now he is a little stuck. So let's go ahead and put this on turbo. Keeps bashing a square at a time, trying to clear himself a path out. Even with routing, he still has solid stats. Defense all the way at 13, for example. But there's just so many skeletons and shit being summoned. Which, all of the skeletons being summoned is part of why I did not want to... I wanted more fire drakes rather than frost drakes, because frost drakes do nothing to the, what's it called? Where'd he go? He can't have flown out of there, I don't think. Oh, he's over here now. Someone must have trampled him all the way over there. Who even has trample? Not the trees. You see anything with trample here? Looking for like a minotaur or something. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, the skeletons are immune to ice but quite vulnerable to fire. So I was hoping that I'd have more fire drakes to deploy for that reason. That said, frost drakes will still kill everything else from Asphodel, like the centaurs, for example. Even these undead centaurs do not have cold resistance. What the heck trampled him? I'm still trying to find it. It's not the lumber construct. It's not this. Oh, he's trying to run. So, eventually we'll hit, yeah, it looks like we're about to hit HP route. Is this an earth gnome here? No, that's a stone garden. That's what trampled him. Huh. This is a pretty solid summon. Good prot, regen. Stats are miserable, but it does trample. Alright. This guy berserked. I'm not even sure how he berserked himself, but he did. And there he goes. So, in terms of, like, the battle itself, obviously, like, I do not control the province anymore. That said, I did wipe out 428 of these things. And my own losses were less. Considerable amount of drakes. These do represent like 60 mage turns in total. But it's fine. I didn't lose the high value thugs or anything like that. Shiniyama attacking me in the Mines of Fortune. So they are now pushing into here. We've got Lilith springing into action to push them back. We'll see how well that works. She can fly, so hopefully at the very least, like, if she is about to get killed, she can get out of there. What shield did I give her? Yeah, that's right. I gave her the Twist Fate shield. Rigajo versus Asphodel. Rigajo versus Kalem. So Rigajo is now deploying Wraith Lords, which makes sense. This guy's got a lot of gear, and even if he were to die, he is immortal. Yeah. Soul Vortex and relevant stuff. Urk versus Ashdod. The Battle of the AIs. Shiniyama. So here, Shiniyama sent another big pile of crap after my Reavers, and my Reavers were able to defend themselves, but at a considerable cost as I actually lost my mages this time. Doesn't even actually look like that much crap. But, so we've got some Wakamis over here, random birds flying in. Here are the mages I deployed, but we're out of gems. And the Reavers continue to just be great troops, don't get me wrong. But it was just too many of them, and I didn't have any, like, I didn't have a significant amount of mage support. Because I haven't been taking the caves very seriously, to be honest. So eventually these guys are going to be wiped out, and that is what it is fine. No point in casting any of that stuff. Do I even care what he casts? Alright. Let's do Phoenix Pyre. Phoenix Power. Actually, Phoenix Pyre is a good move too. And some Fire Clouds. Whatever. This will be fine. Alright. What else? Conquered this fort from Banderlog. There's just an adventurer there. Conquered this fort from Kalem. Just sent in a ton of lions, and they were able to overwhelm these cheap mages here. And normally not a good way to storm forts, but in this particular case, where Kalem is on the out and out, it didn't really matter. And then Banderlog. So here I sent in two thugs. One is this Spectral Mage, and one is this Spectral Mage. And the goal was to clear these guys out and maybe pick off their Plague Idol. There's some demons flying in. Quickly take care of them. So here's our front guy. These are his stats after buffs. The AI could beat these guys with air elementals, but they seem disinclined to do so because the AI makes weird, questionable decisions. Regardless, there's lots of stuff going on. This guy has a fire shield, which he does not. Alright. Why is there a swamp drake? Alright, let's speed this up a little. So now this fire elemental comes in with 21 damage fire strikes, and I've got no fire resistance on this guy, so it's just entirely like, how long can I keep dodging them? I was definitely not expecting fire elementals for this fight. They came from the Plague Idol itself, which has quite a lot of paths, to be honest. He gets off a good hit here. I do have Vampire Mask to try to heal up with. Okay. He's still wasting time hitting things that aren't the fire elemental. This is definitely something that I was not expecting when I watched the battle the first time. An Avatar of Death. This is a summon that this is a high-level conjuration summon that's available to anybody. She's got Invulnerable 25 and Blood Vengeance. This Scythe does this big soul slaying thing in AoE 1, so that is pretty awesome. Now he just took a couple of big hits. Limp is reducing his defense skill. He's trying to regenerate. Over here, what happened? This guy got killed. He actually lived a shorter amount of time than his brother. What did him in? Well, he got kicked and stabbed a couple of times. Just ultimately, he was getting hit with so many attacks. That eventually, because he did not have, well, he was not entangling those guys because he had a two-handed sword. So I probably should have had a one-handed sword rather than two. And then the other guy ran away. So, killed some dudes, not enough. And the two-handed sword was a mistake. So we're gonna keep sieging this province. Like, we've still got the siege maintained. Bring those guys right back into play. And as well as the bear, because why not bring a bear? And the plan will be one-handed piercing weapons. Speaking of which, let's make a one-handed piercing weapon, eh? Yeah, cutlass of piercing. So that covers it for battles. Definitely exciting turn as far as that's concerned. Events, birds, ambitious lord, birds. There's barbarians coming here. Which, why? I do not want to lose that, although it's not a big deal. It's just 3 income. Defense. Barbarians are coming here as well. This one at least makes more sense because there's misfortune. Haven't actually finished searching that. Cymbeline. And what does that even mean? Oh, we got some imps. That's pretty cool. Finally making some progress on Shambhala. started to destroy the fort in Light Hills. So that's over here. We've got some birds. And these guys will just march on over here. The birds will be enough to take care of it in short order. Speaking of which, how are we doing here in terms of devils? 21 devils, 7 per turn. Alright, I think next turn I'll fly in some more devils. And we'll just have some devils join in the storm. That'll be good to have. I want to make another Cutlass of Piercing. Yeah, probably. So let's actually have you make the Moloch, and you make another Cutlass. So the result of those events, I don't know how this happened late, but it happened. Oh, it must have been there, global. Killed the birds, but we did lose 2 floating eyes. I'm gonna have to bump PD up over there. Over here, we did lose this one to a bunch of knights. So we're gonna be clearing that out. And over here, lost that one as well. Do I even have anyone clearing this out? Probably should. Okay. Guess I could just have one of these guys thug in and kill the knights. Maybe. Let's try it, sure. Oh, that's silly. What am I doing? I'm being silly. I'll take care of it in good time. Do I seriously not have anyone around here who can just dispatch a bunch of... Oh. Yeah, these guys will take care of the problem. Did not realize I had all these guys here. Alright. Go clear those guys out. Alright, any remaining messages? Disease over here, which I'm doing some movement to get rid of that problem, if I recall correctly. Can also bear that. Can't afford to summon there. Alright. Then diseases in the fairy forest, which we're just dealing with this situation. Eventually we'll be finally done with this unrest. Although I'm not sure why I've been focusing on it so much, to tell the truth. We did finally catch the heretics over there. So hopefully that situation is resolved. That event chain. And then Flower Meadow Forest over here. That's right. I've just got a bunch of crossbreeds over there. So let's go ahead and summon a Mound King, and he can use that to get some of those guys out of there. And then the final disease spot was Derland over here. And I guess you can bring some of these guys with you, and then we'll figure out a way to actually patrol with them later. Whatever. Trying to focus on the bad ones. All right. So you go ahead and move out and bring some of the bad spawn with you. And you can go ahead and guess maybe we can spring for the commander that doesn't cause unrest. This will be good. This will be good. All right. So thanks for bearing with me as I did those adjustments here. Up north in Asphodel, we're moving the thugs back into position on Ungbeloth. Continuing to try to heretic away some of this embed dominion. Yeah, I guess I only have the two dudes there. On the Vanderlog front, we're still getting a force into play to conquer Vanderlog itself. And Calum is mostly wrapped up here. The only thing left is Calum itself. And I made a deal with Rugajo where they get to keep Calum. Alright. So that covers it for the stars. Cool. That covers it for this turn. It was kind of a long one. In any case, I'll see you next turn.